What's good, folks? Listen, today we're gonna be ranking every first episode of Life is Strange. We talking about just the first episode. Not the last spot. This may surprise a lot of people. I'm surprised in it myself. But I replayed it, and for real, this first episode, compared to all the others, it's probably at the bottom of the barrel. Not to say it's a bad first episode, cause I was getting a little grin on my face the whole time playing it through. But it just wasn't as impactful as the others. Now I explain the others more in depth a little later when we get to them. But it did a good job of introducing you to the characters. Unlike any other Life is Strange we had, you get to know the powers off the rip. Like, as soon as you touch the game, you already got the powers. You can start off the power as soon as you hop off the bus. So that's something different. As for like the high points and the low points of the first episode, I'd say a high point is when you first get to see Gabe. When you see Gabe get beat up in his own apartment, and then you just snap on him. Cause that was like one of the highest high points in here. But it got some fun moments. A lot of fun moments in it. I'm not gonna lie. One thing I do like about this though, you can use your powers anywhere you want. Like, anything that's glowing, you can find it, and you can actually just use it. Like, there's a tiny aspect of free roam in this episode too. Like, I don't have to just go to the story. I can look around. Like, I know you can look around in any other one, but this one, you look around, you might actually find something interesting. Like, this first story actually has some replay value in it. You get to really see how the power really affects her, and I don't think the power really affects anybody else this much. Like in any other story, like Max's rewind power, it affects her, yeah, in the end, but as far as that first episode go, it didn't really affect Max personally. This actually affects Alex personally. And I don't think nobody else's power do that much for you. But as you can tell, it's last on the list. Listen, this episode, it ain't do as much as the others did for me, as in forget me hype for the next episode. Next on the list, we got Life is Strange Before the Storm. I'm not gonna lie, this probably got the coldest entrance. We got Chloe standing by the train track. It got the coldest entrance, and not to mention, you also get to meet Rachel Amber then. I will say it's most definitely boosted by the first Life is Strange, because you don't even know who she is for real. So you're kind of curious about how she is and all that, and how Chloe found her in the first place. It got some cool choices you can make, like if you wanted to steal that money, you already know I did. But the little concert at the beginning, even getting in, first introducing me to her power of winning arguments. Like, it's not real power, but I actually didn't mind it for the first part because it's new. It was something that I learned on the fly, and it was just fun to do. There was a lot of cool choices you can make during the first episode. Like, I feel like there are more choices here than you had in Life is Strange Before the Storm. And this first episode is like probably the most memorable episode of this whole thing. You know, spilling the beer, getting into a fight, getting punched in the face, running off. You know, just getting to be a menace to society. That's probably the funnest part of this. Like, you know who you playing as. You don't have to be all good and whatever. You can just have fun with it. Throwing people cards off ledges if you want. I think what it lacks in power, it makes up for it in just visual cues like this, and just the options that you have and the amount of stuff you could do just during the very first part. You know, seeing how everything transpired in the first episode, it really makes you want to find out the entire story. You know, there are only 3 episodes with Life is Strange Before the Storm, but the first episode did a great job. I'm not gonna lie. You also get the little sneak peeks of Damien and them. You get to see him fighting. You get to see every character that's gonna be important to you at one point or another. So that's another little bonus. You get a little character development. And the mysteriousness, you know, because it's kind of mysterious what Rachel Amber up to. You kind of want to figure out why she doing this and what she doing it for. And like I mentioned before, the music on Before the Storm probably the best soundtrack, so that's also another bonus. You know, I like the fact that you got to see the backstory and kind of how Chloe's dad really affected her. And it kind of just adds on to the first Life is Strange. Next, we got Life is Strange 2. Now listen, when I first made my first ranking video, I thought that Life is Strange 2 started off very slowly. But I went and played all the first episodes back again, and it actually didn't start off slow at all. See, that was the main reason for me hating on it in the first video I made. Looking back on it, I might really have to raise Life is Strange too. You know, you first start off, you supposed to be going to a party. You don't never get to go to the party. But they make it up with just kind of like an adventure. I think it got more high points than all the other Life is Strange that we shown so far. Because not only do you get kidnapped, you also got the scene where, you know, the cops flip out. And it kind of keeps you on the edge throughout the entire first story. Like, even when you're walking around hanging with Daniel. Yeah, at that point, it could get slow. You could get slow if you just trying to sightsee and see everything. But really, that's kind of on you. If you really want to sightsee that badly. Me, I like to sightsee. So, of course, it's going to take me a minute. But the gas station, picking out your food. Like, I know that's a little thing, but I kind of like it. You get to pick out your food if you got some money, depending on what your choices you made. You meet Brody in this episode. And the episode actually go pretty far. In this episode, it's like an hour and 30. About 2 hours of episodes. And it got a lot of big choices to make. And you really get a feel for what Sean Diaz and Daniel Diaz living like. For our first episode, it's almost perfect. I don't even know if there's anything bad I could say about it other than the walk. This part right here, where you get to just walk and all that, walking and talking. But it's not really that bad. As long as you keep moving forward, doing what you gotta do. And the escape scene, that was fire. I'm not gonna lie, that was fire. Getting Daniel to help you out, help get you up out of there. Then you actually get to get back on dude. He kick you in your face and stuff. It's always good to get back. So that's also a bonus for this first episode. A lot of important choices come here. And you get to see the repercussions of what the other Life is Strange did. So that's also cool. Walking through Oregon. Because this is the part where you get to see it. Like the first episode, there are a lot in this first episode. You get Mushroom. You get to see the dog. Now this might actually be close to one of my favorite episodes for Life is Strange 2. But at the number 1 spot, we got the original Life is Strange. Listen, there are a lot of big points here too. You get to tell Principal Wells. You get to find out who David Madsen is. You just get a lot of stuff you could do. They introduce you to the characters. You kind of get a feel for the characters early on. And for the high points, you got the storm itself. You got Chloe and the gun. You got you just got a lot of stuff. You got David Madsen coming in, backhanding Chloe, or depending on whatever you pick. You get to see more about every other character. And you get to see how Max treated Chloe and all that, which I find it interesting. It leaves you on a good cliffhanger with the snow falling and you knowing what day the storm gonna come. And listen, I recommended this to a friend. He played the first episode, locked into it, don't want to stop, don't get out to the game finish. So this might be the only one that could do that though. Not saying the other ones don't make you want to finish out the whole story in one go, but this one you most definitely will. You play the first episode, you gotta play the next. You have to. And you get to see that little raggedy car. If you played Life is Strange for the Storm, you know where that raggedy car came from. But, you know, you get to see who your enemies is, who not your enemies. And there's a lot of exploring you could do. There are a lot of stuff that I missed the first time I played it through. And at this point, I think I played it through like 5, maybe 4 times. Maybe 4, maybe 3. However, I've really figured out some more stuff that I didn't notice after playing it over 4 times. After just watching one of my friends play it. So, it's a lot of stuff you can do in here. It's a lot of replay value you have in the first episode. So, in all, I'm going to say it's a great episode. And that's the rankings. Let me know if you would change anything. But, like and subscribe if you want to. And if you got any other video ideas, leave them in the comments. I'll be happy to do them. Alright, we out. Why you still here? Go to the video, bruh. Go on subscribe and hit that subscribe button. You still over it.